So I beat the Watcher DLC not too long ago, and I just wanted to talk about it for a bit because I have a lot of thoughts about this DLC and how much I really enjoyed it. It's insane how much I enjoyed this DLC and how much it brought me back and to even think more how this is up there as one of my favorite games. I beat Survivor way back. Not way back. It was when Downpour came out. And I played it. I liked it. I beat it. It was good. I didn't really touch the game for a while. I was like, it was good. It was hard. It was all of this. And this was also during a weird point, I guess I could say, where no really games really got to me. It wasn't until a year later where somehow my love for games came back or something like that. But either way, that doesn't matter. That all I'm saying is that Rain World was one of the very few games that broke the mold just a tiny bit during that time. It wasn't enough, but it was very close. So I wasn't even thinking I was gonna play Watcher because a part of me didn't play Downpour DLCs or any of those. But I don't know what it was. Something about this DLC and thinking about all the exploration got me to pick up the DLC and play it for myself. And fucking hell, that was a great campaign. I mean, you go teleport around, you gain new abilities. It's legit just it feels like a progression video game where I enjoyed it. Granted, the last 8 hours I played of it was all in one day still, but it was so good. There was only 2, maybe 3 moments I was really annoyed at. Sorry, I'm gonna get off track here, and I just want to talk. This really is just to talk now. But my god, the DLC was so good. And being a better gamer, best word I can use to say it, being a better gamer, being a better video gamey person, I think helped me enjoy this DLC a lot more. It was amazing how well, kinda. That actually, I need to add that already. It's amazing how much there is, but I guess I'm gonna get into one of my problems, which is something I have a problem with in any game that does this in general, is the disconnectedness of the worlds. Now, I'm going to use a very weird example of this, but I play a lot of Call of Duty Zombies, and one of the things that one of the maps does is it's just broken off into sections instead of being all interconnected or something. And that's what this DLC is. It is, instead of what the Survivor campaign was, which is very interconnected, this one is very disconnected with all the places. Both in good and bad ways. Some of the areas were really small, and I will be honest, they felt very fodder. And then some of the areas are so big, I could not even believe how much was put into these areas. And then you got the areas that you expect to be their size. Like one good example of one of the areas I expected was Coral Reef. One of the areas I felt was too small was, what was it called? Dark. I need to look up all these areas. It was very short. I just basically went there and I looked around and then I was done. But then there was one of the big areas. It was like Cold Tundra, Cold Thunder. I don't know. There was just a couple areas that were very it could have been 2 or 3 areas in the main game, but they're also disconnected. I guess I'll just get over all the other things I think were also a little lackluster in this campaign, which wasn't much. I honestly believe that the beginning part where you're in an industrial complex could have just been a little bit shorter. I don't know. That's just me. The areas that were tedious were tedious. The areas that were annoying were annoying. And then the areas that just felt like it had too many enemies for its own good. It was like, why? But that's another thing that annoyed me. I guess my biggest thing was that there wasn't enough cutscenes. It surprised me that I was knowing I was near the end of the game, and I got, I think, my first, like, mid-game cutscene. I feel like either don't have any at all or have a lot more. Like, going through Survivor campaign. Sorry if I'm not talking about any of the Downpour or other campaigns. I've only ever done now Watcher and Survivor campaign. These are both the only two I've ever done. They're the only two I've ever completed. I tried Hunter for a little bit, but Survivor and Watcher are the only two, and they feel so similar in exploration and being like, what am I doing? And that's amazing. That is amazing to me. Either way, gang, back on track. Survivor campaign had a lot of cutscenes that were good. There was a lot of cutscenes. There was one, there's just one for just sleeping every couple of cycles. And yeah, for the most part, there's not that many cutscenes in general, but that one had, I want to say 5, maybe 6. But the Watcher had 2, and both of them were really near each other. And it just even if that was spaced out a little bit, that would have been better. But it was all in one, almost continuous kind of space. Basically what I'm saying is Watcher's biggest problem to me is that it just could have done without the cutscenes. I think it would have been even better that way. But talking about all that, let me finally get into what I like about this. Okay, I think I already went over the abilities. I don't want to get too spoilery if you want to play for yourself, but they are so fucking fun. Story overall was good. I loved talking to the Echo and learning more. It felt like it felt very, you are here talking to a being that also doesn't know what it's doing. You're here trying to figure out the same. You never, yeah, I'm sure really trying not to get spoilery, but I guess I have. I thought the ending was great. That's all I'll say is I really liked the ending. But the best thing, even though I said that it's not interconnected, was the exploration. That exploration, oh, it's so good. Even with what is disconnected, you get so much in one area. You get so much in so many of the one areas that you just want to look around everywhere. You want to see all the secrets. You want to see everything. And when you find something, I'll just give out evolution. If you know that exploration, finding that area, oh, so good. And each area just having its own little secrets, some having different conditions. I'm just in awe at this campaign, and it brought up how much I enjoyed this game so much more. I don't know if I can really say this, but it felt like the best and worst campaign. It felt like the best parts of Survivor were amped up to much, you get that feeling 10 times. And then but you also get the bad parts of all the of all that campaign. I don't know. I just want to talk a little bit about this campaign, talk about why I like it. If you enjoy this, thank you. I don't know how often I'll be doing this. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.